Hello everyone and welcome back to the Organ Aviator YouTube channel. Today I would like to introduce you to a project I've been working on for quite a long time now. I think about 5 months in development so far. It is called Flysmarter and it is a takeoff performance calculator for specifically the FENIX A320. Although it should be applicable to pretty much any A320 in Flight Simulator. It is based directly off of the official FCOM for the A320, that's where all of the performance figures come from. Then corrections and stuff are applied to them and it gives you a result. So I'll just introduce you to the program to start with, so you can see its interface here, and I'll put a photo on screen now comparing it to the real one, called Flysmart. So yeah, this is the interface, and you can press Options Settings. Now the settings menu at the moment is fairly simplistic, so you can just change your thrust reduction, acceleration, altitudes. These will be above the runway threshold, so we'll go 1,000 feet like it is in default, and then you can change the call sign. So let's put in my default call sign here. You click, no, actually that's not a good example because I've already got it. Let's put in this call sign, and you can see it changes accordingly up here. Let's just put my one back in. Okay, so that's the options menu. We'll have another look at that in a minute. So you can just close that down, and then we can get into the aircraft. Okay, so here we are in the aircraft. You can see FENIX calculator on the left hand side and Flysmarter is on the right. Let's start with a nice calculation. Let's go the airport that I'm currently at, Amilcar Cabral down in Cape Verde. Runway 01, we'll get the runway in here as well. Now, as per the real calculator, it does not fetch the MET automatically. You have to put this in manually. So we'll do that in a minute. Takeoff weight, let's go 66, let's go a nice central CFG 29.7 the META, and we can just put 010 at 15 in here. Outside air temperature 28 degrees, QNH 1015. Runway condition is dry, anti-ice is going to be off, takeoff weight 66 tons, flex config 1 off. And we'll just make sure it's exactly the same in here. Yeah, that looks good. And calculate that and compute this. So you can see config 1 plus F. Okay, so this is giving us flex 68, which you'd expect because, as you can see, it's a 3,000 meter runway, minus 0.1% downhill slope. Minus 0.1% slope, 01 full length, and you can confirm runway 01 up here. Not sure why the call sign isn't in, let's just change that quickly. Okay, so the FENIX calculator 148, same, and V2 150, pretty close. Flex 50, that is very, very conservative, very low flex temp. That I'd expect that to be higher on such a long runway. Green dot is perfectly matched, and the regulated takeoff weight, this is something the FENIX does not give. This is the theoretical maximum weight that the aircraft could take off on a given runway. So this obviously is above our structural takeoff weight of 73.5, which would always be limited by, so we'd never get to this weight. But if you were on a shorter runway, which I'll show you in a minute, that can be below 73.5, and in that case you'd be limited by that weight instead. Okay, so let's, well, you can see that's what it's giving us. Let's increase the takeoff weight, 69 tons, compute. And over here, 69 tons, compute. Okay, so again, flex 50, still very conservative. V1 150, VR 150, and V2 152. Now you'd expect the VRs to be fairly equal because VR and V2 are more based off of weight, whereas V1 is based pretty much entirely off of runway length. But VR is based off of weight. Obviously, you need a certain speed to get a certain weight off the ground. So you can see they're matched pretty much. V1, on the other hand, is just the speed whereby if you were to abort the takeoff, you still have enough runway left. So that's based off of the length of the runway instead. Okay, so let's increase the weight, 73. So this is getting right up towards our maximum structural takeoff weight here. Compute that. And we'll do it in here, 73 tons. Calculate. Now this is a failung of the FENIX calculator. So you can see V1 153, VR 153, V2 155. VR and V2, they're okay. V1 on the other hand, you've got 153. I mean, it's okay, but it's still quite high. This is the issue. Flex 57. How has that increased when we've increased the weight? That should always decrease with an increase of weight. But you can see it has done in Flysmarter over here. Green dot 231 perfectly matched as you'd expect, because there's a direct calculation for weight related to green dot. And again, maximum takeoff weight performance has not changed. Now, if you were to put in, say, a weight over our structural takeoff weight, Flysmarter recognizes this and doesn't give you any results. Okay, so that's it for this airport. Nice long runway. Let's go to a shorter runway now. So let's put in Bristol. Runway 09 is in use, I believe, at the moment. Let's go back 66 tons and sync the meta. And let's get that in here at 07 knots. 21 degrees, 1026, right off, and 66. Now, due to a slight limitation in the data we've got at the moment, it will be fixed when it's actually released, but we do have to go config 2 here, so we'll do the same over here, and calculate, and compute this, and compute that. Okay, that's much better. So config 2, yeah. Flex of 54, so just 2 degrees lower than this. That's fine. Both are reasonable. V1 is perfectly matched. V rotators higher in the FENIX, same, and V2 is pretty much the same. Green dot exactly the same. Now, here's the interesting bit with the shorter runway. Our max takeoff weight performance is 72.2, which is lower than our structural maximum takeoff weight of 73.5. So we are limited now by this weight here. Let's really increase our weight, 72 tons. Let's see what that does. So toga required, and here it will, yeah, toga 134. 2 knots higher, 136, and 141. V2s are the same. Again, just toga, and green dot is now the same as well. And let's just go 72.3 above our regulated takeoff weight, and it just doesn't give us any results. And finally, just to demonstrate the intersection departure feature, we'll go to Heathrow, because they've got lots of intersections. 72 tons, that's fine. Calculate and compute that. Okay, flex 55, 146, 151, 155. Now, this is fair enough because of a lack of data. Again, this runway has been treated as a 3,000 meter runway, so that would account for some differences here. So let's look at some intersections. Alpha 11 will go 2838, a custom intersection up here, Alpha 11, and compute that. Okay, so flex 52, 14, 4148, and 152, very similar, and flex again is lower, meaning we'll have more thrust. Config 2 as well, why is that on there? Config 1, calculate. Okay, that's a more fair comparison. 1 for, yeah, again, pretty much the same, and same flex. Okay, so again, maximum takeoff weight performance, that's not a limiting factor here because it's higher than our structural takeoff weight. Green dot is perfectly matched, but you can see it says intersection down here and gives us the actual runway length we're using. I forgot to point out actually, at Bristol, we'll just put in okay, forget all of this. At Bristol, engine out procedure. Now, some airports have an engine out procedure in here, and I'm adding them all the time. So, over time, a lot of airports will get these. Now, this is interesting. If you put in an intersection that's longer than the runway, it will say invalid intersection. So, that means these cannot be used. Okay, so I think I've demonstrated most of that. Let's just go here and demonstrate one final thing. Noise abatement 2 means thrust reduction and acceleration will be the same. Noise abatement 1, they will split, and this is based off of a generalized profile for different airports. It gives you a rough idea, but you should always consult the airport charts. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in getting updates for this, then join my Discord server, and also, if you want to become a beta tester, then you can DM me on Discord, and I will tell you when it's ready for beta testing, probably in the next month or so, hopefully, although as usual, I don't commit to any sort of timeline, and again, just to reiterate, this program may or may not be payware on its launch, so I just thought I'd say that. I don't commit to anything at the moment. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you could please like and subscribe, it really helps the channel out. And I'll see you in the next video or live stream soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.